Music and Movement, and I'm here with Mairi, our franchisee who's based in Edinburgh, Mid and East Lothian. So big hello, Mairi.
Hi everyone.
So we're here today. We just wanted to chat to you because Mairi went to the EWIF Awards, which is the Encouraging Women into Franchising. And she was there a couple of weeks ago as she was a finalist in the New Woman Franchisee of the Year category. So we just wanted to come on because we've got some amazing news because Mairi won the award. Woo! So huge congratulations, Mairi. We're all super proud of you here. So we just wanted to jump on really so that we could hear and share a bit more with everybody about what the event was like because it was very exciting. It was held in Leeds at the Royal Art which looked like the most incredible building. So yeah, Mairi, do you want to tell us a bit more about the venue itself to start off with and how that was?
Yeah, absolutely. So the event was over two different things. It had an evening event held at the Royal Armouries, which was a reception. And during that time, we were up the stairs in where they had all the sort of the bows and arrows, and they had this giant armoured elephant. It was really interesting. And obviously the little photo booth to have some fun with some pictures. I actually got some really good ones. I really enjoyed playing about with that. Check it out. Can you see it? Oh, it's all blurry because it needs to be next
that's better,
isn't it? They were really fun. And of
amazing.
course, I took Giggles with me to have lots of fun. And the photographer there, the professional photographer, was loving that because it's a little bit different. So in the evening reception, it was all about meeting all the other finalists. They had an award ceremony where you got a finalist certificate, which I've brought here. Maybe it's the blur thing. So that was lovely, and to meet the other people in the category as well who were up for New Woman Franchisee of the Year. Lots of different people in that category with me, which was really nice. We had some pink spaghetti ladies, somebody that did kitchen makeovers. So it was a real diverse field in terms of who was up for this award. But I did feel that in general, there was about a third of the people that were there that were in the children's activity provider sort of group of businesses. So it was really nice to make some connections with people in a similar field. And then in the morning, they had a sort of more of a longer event from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock. And that was where we had the award ceremony and some guest speakers in the Royal Armouries. And that was held down the stairs in their sort of auditorium venue. So, yeah, really interesting to be in and a bit different.
Yeah, amazing. And so who were the speakers? Were they sort of were there anybody from children's activity or were they more from bigger businesses? Where were they from?
We had two speakers. The guest speaker was Rachel Faye Sedgwick, and she launched Little Learners. So it's her concept, Little Learners. And I've actually done a couple of events with Little Learners. Being part of that, so that was really nice to one, have a children's activity provider, to hear her journey from like the conception of her idea through to what's now a huge franchise network that she has. And she also put into her talk a little bit about being diagnosed with ADHD later on in life as an adult, and how that kind of affects her, you know, our creativity, but also maybe her organisation, and also how we can look at the children that we're working with and making sure that we're inclusive. So it was really, really useful. I got a lot from her talk, and she's also very down to earth and very funny, and I like that. I like a straight talking person, so I very much enjoyed hearing her perspective. And then following her, the keynote speaker was Gail Ems, and she's got an MBE, so she is an Olympic badminton player. She was really funny, really inspirational, and she spoke a lot about sort of grit and determination and working on a goal that you have, but also appreciating where your line is. So, you know, in her story, she got bronze and she got silver at the Olympics, and she desperately wanted that gold, but she didn't get it, and she had to draw a line, and she had to say, well, this is my line, and this is where it's at. And I think that was really interesting as well, because it's such a difficult balance, you know, especially in business, of pushing yourself and you get knocked down and you come back up again and going forward, and then understanding where is that line? Where do we stop? So where are we happy? And obviously for me, thinking about my business and the first sort of year and a bit of really rapid growth, I need to acknowledge that that's not sustainable, you know, for everything, and it's about managing it all. So it made me have a little think about where I wanted to take my business and what was going on there. So yeah, really, really good, and I think really valuable speakers to have at the event. And the Encouraging Women in Franchising people had obviously really thought about what do their audience want to hear about, you know, so they were relevant.
Yeah, oh, that sounds amazing. Sounds like, yeah, really incredible to hear from those two people, and to just, like you said, be thinking about how it lends itself into your business. And like you said as well, you've had such incredible growth in the last year and a half that actually, yeah, you know, it can't keep going at that speed.
No,
so actually,
be unrealistic,
where we,
wouldn't it? But I mean, you know, everybody wants to do well, don't they? So it's but you really have to take a step back and think, right, now what is it that we're going to next, and not get sucked in by the whirlwind of whoosh, and just be a little bit calculated with it. And also thinking about, with what I've got existing, how I make it more inclusive and how I do these sorts of things. And so that was really helpful for me.
Yeah, oh, fantastic, lovely. And so obviously you took your mum with you to the event. How did she find it? I bet she had a lovely time.
Yeah, absolutely. I took my mum with me because, it's nice to go with somebody. Do you know, it's obviously I still have issues with like sensory overload and fatigue with my long COVID. So it's actually really tiring. One, the traveling is really tiring. And two, sort of being in that room with lots of different people, you know, I find really tiring. So it was lovely to take my mum, because she helped with the stress of the traveling, because I knew my mum would make sure we got on the right train if my brain was a bit fuzzy. And it was lovely to have her there, because ultimately, you know, she's part of my support network, and I wouldn't be where I am now without her helping look after my children when I need to work, and, you know, being like a champion and a little cheerleader, saying, yeah, you can do that, do it. And it was really lovely. And then when they were reading out, you know, the description of the person that had won the award, at the start I was like, oh, I'm not sure, that could be me, but it could be somebody else. But obviously they got further on, and I like gave her a little elbow nudge, and she was just like staring at the presenter like, oh. It was so nice. And then, of course, you know, a big part of these award ceremonies is capturing stuff to share with social media. And I had prepped my mum to be like, you know, if I do win, can you take a picture? But she was just busy clapping. You know, and I walked up to the stage and I sort of looked back and I was like, oh, Mum, come and take a picture. But bless her. But I've got my award here. You might like to see it's a lovely, shiny award. And it does say Mairi Curl there with Boogie. So that's what I won. And you got another certificate to say that you were a winner. So I had giggles as well. So I had like my certificate and this and giggles. And I was kind of like trying to juggle it all, whilst also being like trying to get into my mum's mind of like, move to the middle to take a picture. I was very lucky, because I had met Rachel Peebles, who works over in Glasgow in a children's activity business, and she, bless her, she took a little video for me, and so did Lindsay, who runs Mini First Aid, who I'd also met. Great to make these connections with people. So they helped, because my mum was just so overwhelmed and so proud.
So overwhelmed and lost in the moment.
Laughing away. So that's lovely.
And how did it feel when they said your name? Like when they start reading it through, and then you're like, oh, actually,
obviously, you know, when you go to these events, you could win, or you and obviously I had won the FSB award early in the year, so I was really working on myself, being like, you know, let's just be realistic here. But yeah, as they sort of got through, I was thinking, oh, that is definitely me. Oh my goodness me. And then just think, don't fall over when you're walking to the stage. And actually I was so focused on that the cameraman, he told me at the end, he said I knew who'd won so that I could secretly film them. And I almost walked into him, because I was just so focused on sort of like, don't fall over and get to the stage, that suddenly I was like, oh. So funny.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, bless. Oh, no. So, I mean, it sounds like you just obviously had the most incredible day and met really incredible people and got so much from the event itself, as well as obviously walking away with being the winner. So, so thank you so much for sharing your story about the event, and I hope other people enjoy listening to it and hearing about how the events run and how they work, and actually as well what it feels like to be a winner.
The encouraging women into franchising, the whole gig that they've got going on, and they have sort of regional meetings and all of the stuff that they do to support women is really fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great network, isn't it? So yeah, it's brilliant. Oh, thank you so much, Mairi. We shall speak to you soon. Bye.